Welcome to my channel. In this video, we will delve into Ohenry's compelling short story, Hearts and Hands, providing a detailed summary and insightful analysis. Join us as we navigate the intricacies of Ohenry's narrative, unraveling its themes, character dynamics, and plot twists to offer nuanced perspectives that deepen your appreciation for this timeless literary work. About the story, Hearts and Hands is a short story written by Ohenry, a pen name of William Sidney Porter, an American author known for his clever and twist endings. The story was written in the late 19th or early 20th century, likely around 1902, and first published in 1903. Biography. Henry, born in 1862, led an eventful life marked by various experiences, including working as a bank teller, ranch hand, and journalist. His experiences often informed his writing, which frequently featured characters from diverse backgrounds in the vibrant settings of early 20th century America. Tone. The tone of Hearts and Hands is somewhat ironic and humorous, typical of Ohenry's style. It explores themes of mistaken identity and missed connections, presenting a situation where appearances are deceiving and characters' assumptions lead to misunderstandings. Setting. The setting of the story is a train traveling through the American West, specifically between Denver and Omaha. The train car serves as the primary location where the interaction between the characters takes place. Point of view. The point of view in Hearts and Hands is third-person omniscient, allowing the narrator to delve into the thoughts and perspectives of multiple characters, particularly those of Miss Fairchild and Mr. Easton, the two main characters whose encounter forms the crux of the story. Characters. Hearts and Hands by Ohenry features several characters, each playing a significant role in the narrative. Miss Fairchild, a young woman traveling alone on the train. She mistakes Mr. Easton for her friend Jack and eagerly engages him in conversation. Miss Fairchild is depicted as friendly, somewhat naive, and hopeful for companionship during her journey. Mr. Easton, a marshal tasked with escorting the criminal Billy Weaver to Leavenworth for trial. He is initially mistaken by Miss Fairchild for her friend Jack. Mr. Easton is depicted as duty-bound, serious, and preoccupied with his responsibility as a law enforcement officer. Throughout the story, he grapples with the tension between his professional obligations and personal desires. Billy Weaver, a criminal being escorted by Mr. Easton. He is mentioned but does not play an active role in the story other than being the cause of Mr. Easton's preoccupation. The train conductor, a minor character who informs Mr. Easton of Billy Weaver's escape, prompting Mr. Easton to remain vigilant. The conductor's brief appearance adds to the tension of the story's climax. Summary. Hearts and Hands by Ohenry is a short story set on a train traveling through the American West. The plot revolves around a chance encounter between two characters, Miss Fairchild, a young woman traveling alone, and Mr. Easton, a marshal escorting a criminal named Billy Weaver to Leavenworth for trial. Miss Fairchild is unaware of Mr. Easton's profession and believes him to be a friend named Jack whom she is excited to meet. Mr. Easton, on the other hand, is preoccupied with his duty and the task of safely delivering Billy Weaver to the authorities. Throughout the journey, there is a subtle tension as Miss Fairchild tries to engage in conversation with Mr. Easton, while he remains guarded and distant. As the story progresses, the train conductor informs Mr. Easton that Billy Weaver has escaped, and he must be vigilant. Miss Fairchild misunderstands the situation and assumes Mr. Easton's agitation is due to his affection for her. She eventually reveals her own feelings for him, but Mr. Easton is unable to reciprocate due to the urgency of his duty. The story culminates in a bittersweet moment as Mr. Easton prepares to apprehend Billy Weaver, realizing that he must prioritize his duty over his personal desires. Miss Fairchild, unaware of the truth, bids farewell to Mr. Easton with a gesture of affection, while he silently grapples with the complexities of the situation. In the end, the story highlights themes of mistaken identity, misconnections, and the clash between personal desires and professional obligations. Henry masterfully crafts a tale that blends irony, humor, and pathos, leaving readers reflecting on the intricacies of human relationships and the unpredictable nature of fate. Teens, Hearts and Hands by Ohenry explores several themes that resonate throughout the narrative. Mistaken identity. The story hinges on the misunderstanding between Miss Fairchild and Mr. Easton. Miss Fairchild mistakes Mr. Easton for her friend Jack, while Mr. Easton is preoccupied with his duty as a marshal. This theme underscores the idea that appearances can be deceiving, and that misunderstandings can arise from assumptions based on incomplete information. Duty versus desire. Mr. Easton grapples with conflicting obligations throughout the story. He is torn between his duty to apprehend Billy Weaver, the escaped criminal, and his desire to engage with Miss Fairchild romantically. This theme highlights the tension between professional responsibilities and personal desires, isolation and loneliness. Both Miss Fairchild and Mr. Easton are depicted as solitary figures on the train journey. Miss Fairchild travels alone, seeking companionship, while Mr. Easton is burdened by his solitary duty as a law enforcement officer. This theme underscores the loneliness that can accompany individual journeys, both literal and metaphorical. Fate and coincidence. The chance encounter between Miss Fairchild and Mr. Easton on the train highlights the role of fate and coincidence in shaping human interactions. The unexpected convergence of their paths leads to a series of misunderstandings and missed connections, ultimately influencing the outcome of the story. Irony and humor. Ohenry employs irony and humor throughout the narrative to underscore the absurdity of the situation. The juxtaposition of Miss Fairchild's romantic advances with Mr. Easton's professional concerns creates a comedic tension that drives the story forward. Overall, Hearts and Hands delves into these themes with wit and insight, offering readers a thought-provoking exploration of human nature and the complexities of interpersonal relationships. I hope you've understand this lecture. If you have any queries, let me know in the comments section, and do share it with your friends.